I guess I gotta do a spring video, right guys? Today on Top 5 Friday, I'm going to tell you my top 5 designer spring fragrances. Why not? Welcome to J-ROYL everyone, my name is James. This is Top 5 Friday. Every single Friday on this very channel, I do a top 5 video on fragrances. Now because there are so many fragrances that I associate with springtime, I couldn't fit them all into a top 5, so I have broken it up into a designer list and a niche list. What a creative idea! I carefully selected this 5 because they're not necessarily the ultimate compliment-getting fragrances, although they do get compliments. These are the 5 that really exemplify spring to me. At number 5 on this list is L'Eau de pour Homme Issey-Miyake. L'Eau de pour Homme is a classic fragrance. In fact, it was one of the first fragrances I ever purchased for myself. It is a fragrance that utilizes the note of yuzu, which is a very sour, tart, almost bitter citrus note, but it's also supported by lemon and vetiver. An extremely masculine fragrance and a huge compliment getter, I would say. When it's cold outside, it'll still punch through with that base of vetiver, but when it's warm, it has tons of citrus, so it works in both situations. It is only number 5 because it's an older fragrance, so there may be a lot of people that would wear this, but I still like this fragrance and it has a nostalgic place in my heart. At number 5, L'Eau de pour Homme. My number 4 designer springtime fragrance is CH Men's Central Park. Although I have reviewed this fragrance already, let's talk about it again. The listed notes are very simple: cardamom, ginger, and woods. Although the notes of this fragrance differ considerably from the original CH Men, there are striking similarities with the fragrance itself. However, I get the original CH Men, but with just a bit of a green quality. I don't know if it's the way that the cardamom and the ginger are mixing, but it's a fantastic fragrance and it's often overlooked because of its popular red ribbon brother. But for the springtime, especially on dates, Central Park is cool, man. At number 4, Central Park. My number 3 designer springtime fragrance is Tom Ford Grey Vetiver. A fragrance that I don't talk about a whole lot, but I really do enjoy. Whether it's the Eau de Toilette, like I have, or the Eau de Parfum, both are very good choices for the springtime. The reason it's called Grey Vetiver in my mind is you would wear this fragrance with a gray suit. It is a clean vetiver that has a lot of citrus notes supporting it, especially in the EDT. Grapefruit and lemon and some bergamot really help keep this classy. If you love this fragrance's DNA, the EDT works a bit better when it's warmer, and the Eau de Parfum works better when it's a bit cooler or in the evening time. And because I have tons of other fragrances that I wear for the evening, I opted for the EDT, and I'm really glad I did. It's an uplifting, clean citrus vetiver that just works. At number 3, Grey Vetiver. My number 2 designer spring fragrance is 24 Ice Gold by Scent Story. Now, although not a designer fragrance technically, I sure as hell wasn't gonna include this on the niche list. But it had to go on one of them. The notes in this fragrance are very simple. You got bergamot, jasmine, and woods. What this really is Dolce & Gabbana light blue for women with the floral aspect toned down slightly, so it's more suitable for men. This finally gives you an excuse to reach for an actual women's fragrance and have it work. It's a beautiful fragrance, the sillage is amazing, and the performance is actually pretty solid for a fragrance of this type. Even though the woods are in there, it's mainly citrus and florals, but it lasts quite a while on my skin and has a very strong projection for the first few hours. In the spring, you gotta wanna smell like blossoming flowers from time to time. But don't worry, the citrus and the woods in this fragrance will keep it masculine, and I gotta tell you, compliment getter right here as well. At number 2, 24 Ice Gold. And finally, my number 1 designer springtime fragrance is Terre d'Hermès by Hermès. Ignore what those fragrance plebs are saying online about, ew, rotten orange. Ugh. Those fools don't know what they're missing, okay? This fragrance is mainly composed of a rich, sweet orange mixed with vetiver. There's a beautiful blend of patchouli and cedar and a little bit of pepper and some zesty grapefruit as well. Even if you are put off by how the orange meshes with the other notes, you'll be the only one that's gonna be put off because the sillage and the scent cloud that this fragrance makes is divine. This is a massive compliment getter, especially with men that are a little more sophisticated and mature, but really even younger guys can reach for this. This fragrance is #1 on my list because it kind of does it all. It is an all-purpose fragrance for me. It is signature scent worthy. It's so well blended and it works when it's cooler or warmer. When it gets really, really, really warm, okay, Terre d'Hermes Eau Très Fresh is probably a better alternative. But for the springtime, it's not gonna get too warm, so the OG EDT is my baby. At #1, Terre d'Hermes. Springtime fragrances are so fun to me. More so than any other seasonal set of fragrances, these ones are really the most uplifting because it reflects the change of the seasons. Springtime is about rebirth. You know, flowers blossoming, the geese coming back from the south. And although these 5 fragrances really do a great job at exemplifying spring for me, I'll still be making some dumb reaches this spring as well. All of our links to the Facebook group, Snapchat, and Instagram are down below. And if you like what you see, then go ahead and subscribe and like this video. What are your favorite spring fragrances, y'all? Put them in the comments below for me. Thank you. Peace.
And I'm still working on my Coke addiction, my Diet Coke addiction, that is.